Helen, welcome to Sea Talk. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So, look, I know who you are, but who are you?
Okay, so my name's Helen Stares and I'm a category manager at Hovis.
Brilliant. Look, we need to know about bread. So this is the question, okay? If we were starting from scratch, we're building the bread category, what do we need to put on it? What's the secret to this?
So according to Nielsen, the average independent convenience store holds 12 different SKUs across packaged sliced bread. So thinking about what we should have to take up those slots. To start with, white bread. It's the biggest sector of the market. Just over half of all pre-packaged bread loaves sold in the latest year were white bread. I'd recommend that half of the space be given over to white bread, but that doesn't mean that 6 of those 12 bread loaves should be white bread. Your range can be much more effective and profitable by offering your shoppers a wider choice of breads in other types. What are the must-haves in white bread? Let's start with the market leader in medium sliced white bread, and that's Hovis Soft White Medium 800 grams. It's a good idea to offer shoppers a choice of slice thicknesses. So by adding in Hovis Soft White Thick 800 grams, you have both medium and thick sliced boxes ticked. Sales of more premium pre-packaged white bread have grown by 3.5% compared with the previous year, against a backdrop of total pre-packaged white being down by 2.5%. It's therefore a good idea to include a product which is a bit more special than everyday pre-packaged white bread. For existing products, and by that I mean products which haven't been launched in the latest year, Hovis Farmhouse White is the fastest growing product in the standard 800 gram loaf size, selling an additional 0.8 million loaves compared with the previous year, and it represents a good trade-up opportunity from regular soft white bread. A final area to consider in white bread is small loaves. So to complement your range, I'd suggest adding in a smaller 400 gram loaf. The next sector to consider is bread with seeds and grains, and this is an area where I think that convenience stores could really grow their sales. Whilst half of the sales of pre-packaged bread are white in the supermarket, just under 20% of loaves sold are in the seeds and grains category. But in smaller convenience stores, this falls to just under 7%. Before the pandemic hit, bread with seeds and grains was the only type of pre-packaged bread in growth, and it's continued to grow. The average large loaf of seeds and grains costs £1.15, nearly 20% more than the average white loaf. Shoppers are prepared to pay more for this type of bread. The nation's favourite in this segment is Hovis Seed Sensation 7 Seeds, and it should be the cornerstone of the offering of this type of bread in both the large and small loaf sizes. Shoppers look for choice in seeded bread, so offering something different here is key, not just another similar brand. And for this, my recommendation would be Hovis Granary, which is notably different from Seed Sensations. Brown and wholemeal bread accounts for about 1/6 of bread loaves sold across Great Britain, but sales of this sector have declined by 7.4% compared with a year ago. So it's important, but it warrants less space in your stores than bread with seeds and grains. I would suggest putting the market leader in here for large loaves, which means Hovis wholemeal medium in 800 grams. And like in white bread, I'd also recommend adding in a 400 gram brown or wholemeal loaf to the mix. The final one of the big sectors in pre-packaged bread is half and half. That is, bread which is made with a mixture of white and wholemeal flours. It's a sector of bread which Hovis launched in 2001 with Best of Both, and the category accounts for just under 1/10 of the loaves sold in Great Britain. The vast majority of what is sold is in the larger loaf size, that is over 600 grams. So this can be kept nice and simple, with Hovis Best of Both being the fastest growing of the medium sliced half and half loaves in impulse. If you're keeping count, we're up to 10 SKUs, 4 in white, 3 in seeds and grains, 2 brown wholemeal and 1 in half and half. What about space for the final 2? The first option should be in the free-from category, that is, a loaf made without gluten to cater to the needs of a small but rapidly growing sector of the market. Finally, there's scope for a regional favourite, as particular brands sell well in different areas of the country. So if you're in Scotland, Mother's Pride Scottish Plain is a strong seller.
Jolly good. How do you know so much about bread?
I spend a lot of time looking at data in the bread category, analysing market performance, looking at which are the top sellers, which are the leading brands in the market. So I've developed a good knowledge of the category over the last year or so.
Well, it's wonderful. Thank you for sharing it with us.
You're very welcome.
I feel enlightened. I think there's a very strong message there, which is we know that white bread is our big seller. We probably give more space to it than we should, and should think about seeded and some of the other things that you've just talked about. So we will do that immediately.
Excellent. I look forward to seeing the results.
I'll see you soon. Thank you, Helen.
Thank you.